Good evening, gamers. This is Eps, and I'm here with Snowblind. Say hello.
Hey mate, how's it going? You
I'm pretty
are ready to cast some TFC tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be heaps fun. We've got what will likely be the best game of Australian TF2 we're going to see this season. It's ONS versus CC now. The story between these teams was probably a lot different at the start of this season. CC did not have Yule and Shooter on their roster, who they have now, who are two of the well, I'd say two of the best players in their class. I'm definitely among the top 4 or 5 in Australia on their classes. Putting them onto the roster of CC has definitely bolstered it significantly to the point where it's pretty even with the other team that we're here with, ONS, who I'm sure you could provide a description of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ONS, most of their players have kind of been around playing together for a long time. They've come up from Division 4, and then I think last season Division 2, did they play? Or is that something else I'm thinking of?
I think they're in 3 last season.
But yeah,
so I think
either
they
way,
jumped.
like the majority of their players, like 4 or 5 of them, have been playing together for a really long time. And on top of that, this season they picked up Cindy, who was obviously playing for Woo last season, who finished 3rd in Prem. So picking up like a really strong demo in Cindy has made them like a contender for Prem for sure, for the top spots this season in Prem at least.
Yeah, for sure. So this is just to clarify, because I don't think I said it specifically. This is a semi-final. So no more round matches. This is the real business. Both teams have been scrimming their hearts out for the past week or so, trying to practice up, because this is kind of the game for both teams. I mean, there's no going back from here. You know, one of them loses this game and they're completely out of the comp, and the winner of this game will go on to the grand final against what will, in all likelihood, be Team Immunity. So yeah, we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, I guess we'll go over the rosters individually for each roster. So I'm going to go over CC, who are on red here. So they've got Pishk and Thalion on Soldier. Pishk is Pocket, Thalion is Roma. Their scouts are Gunblade and Wallen Inspector, who is Shooter. Their demo man is Yule, and their medic will be 4 days, who I think is Hayes. So all pretty formidable players, and for those unfamiliar with Australian TF2, I'd say players to definitely watch would be, I'd say watch Yule and Pishk on this map.
Over on the ONS side, their scouts are Sneaky and Dorky. Dorky is a ex-IMCS player, I believe, and has got a really good sniper on him, so that's definitely something to watch out for. Their medic is Vinty. They have Tonbury on Pocket, Cable on Roma, and Cindy on demo, Cinderella Man. Probably the player to watch out for the most, especially on this map, is probably going to be Cinderella Man. He's really strong on rollouts, particularly on Granary. So that will definitely be something to watch at the early stages of this game, at least.
For sure.
So I believe we're going live very shortly, so we're just waiting for the players now. There's 12 in the server, so we should be getting ready to go any second.
Yeah, they've gone live in the game, is the information I have been fed, so they will be going live very shortly, probably in around 10 or 20 seconds. But yeah. Looks like it's going to be a good game, so I guess just in the few seconds, let's get predictions. What are your predictions for this map, Snow?
I think for this particular map, I think ONS are a fair bit stronger than CC. On Granary, their rollouts in particular are really good. Overall, I think it could go 2-1 either way in terms of map scores. But I think I'm going to have to go 2-1 ONS overall for the entire series.
Yeah, for this map, I'd say I'm going to give this map to ONS. Definitely the rollouts are going to be in their favour, I think. Cindy's really strong on the rollouts on Gram. But it looks like we're going to go live here. This is the AL11 Div Premier semi-final between ONS and CC. Let's have a look at Cindy this rollout and see what he's doing. Going high here. He's gonna hang out on catwalk. He's there way earlier than the enemy demo man. He's got so much position on him as well. Yule's gone bottom right. They have a lot of position here. A lot of sticky stuff.
This is really turning out to be like the standard rollout from ONS that they like to do. It looks like there's a soldier causing a lot of havoc for ONS though, but he gets cleaned up. And but yeah, the rest of CC just get wiped. Again, like ONS heavy class players just take so much forward position. The way that Cindy positions himself is really, really difficult for him to be damaged while putting down a lot of pressure. And the rest of the CC players are just stuck in the corner trying to clean up like the soldiers that are bombing them. So this is going to be uber advantage pushing into last for ONS.
Yeah, for sure. Really nice rollout there by Cindy, and maybe not so good by the enemy demo man. I mean, he didn't have any position, and he was pretty late at the bottom right. But all players are back. Even players, but uber advantage. Let's have a look at the red team. Hopefully they've got a util or two. They've got a sniper on the right here. Gonna see what he can get when the blue team does initiate their push. And it looks like they're trying to push out last here. Really early pop there on the left. Trying to take as much position as they can. Sneaky dying to Jimmy Fish. Really nice frag by him there. Helion had the high ground there, and he drops on their head. It's pretty much... Oh, sorry. Wow. Okay, so CC coming out on top in that fight. Yeah, that was a good play.
Yeah, that was a really surprising turn of events. I think maybe it was just a lack of focus fire coming out from the blue Uvid players. I mean, they had obviously invulnerability, so they should have been able to get some kills, but maybe they just weren't shooting all the right targets at the right time, and the pick by Shooter to get Sneaky definitely helped.
Yeah, definitely nice kiting by the enemy team there as well, because they popped early. But here we see CC play disadvantage, which sucks, but they do have Irad. And he's back up now. They're trying to take position here on the left, trying to get in and see what they can do. An aggressive bomb there from Caber. He does force the Uber, and it looks like he's probably going to be the only one to die for their troubles, if he even does die. So yeah, Caber goes down there, and Vinti is on 70% Uber here. So red team is going to get mid, but we're going to be looking at the blue team coming back in with their Uber advantage once Caber spawns.
Yeah, I expect them just to kind of wait for ONS to come back in with Uber. Even though they've still got a player advantage, they really should be trying to have a player make a move right now, but because they've waited too long, he's just going to respawn, and now Blue's going to look to push back in with Uber advantage. I really think that would have been a great time for like a scout or something, just to try and bust left, or just make a move and do something.
Yeah, for sure. So Blue have taken this, and it looks like they've taken it for free as well. I mean, Thalion bombed to try to force through, but I don't think there was any other real pressure, and he pretty much forced it for free. So nice play there by CC, by ONS, getting the midpoint for free. And now they do still have a slight Uber, but I'm not sure if they're really going to be able to use it. No, they are. They're trying to get it on the left here.
Yeah, the Ubers have equalised, but they got him left for free just because of the lack of stickies. There's an aggressive
nice
Uber coming in from red. They're trying to force a multi, and they have really hard, but and yeah, they actually fall back. I feel like ONS probably could have collapsed on the combo on the left-hand side just because they're kind of isolated, but they decide to back out instead.
Yeah, nice frag by Yule, and Tomberry fragging Jimmy Fish through his troubles. Vinti was caught there on the left. Nice pipe there from Yule, just one right onto Dorky. ONS is going to frag Gunblade here, and it doesn't look like the red team have any scuts to chase, but a lot of low players on the blue team.
Yeah, Yule really did a lot of work there. He got like 3 or 4 kills during that exchange, so some really nice work by him. Caber tries to make a play, but he gets shut down, and so does Tom.
Both of their soldiers tried to make a play there, and a scout. It does look like they got Haze, but if red team just need to stack this middle point and deny those forward spawners, and they might be in luck to be able to push second or something. But they're taking a very long time to get on that middle point, and they're going to allow 2 forward spawns. It's not what they want.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Thalion just there. He's like sitting on the left-hand side, just trying to wait for something to come back in, but nothing's going to come back in. They were down 3 players, so it wouldn't have made any sense for the ONS players to push back in at that particular point. So, yeah, I really think Thalion should have been stacking the cap with everyone else here. And now, because Blue have the respawns, they can just push back in and take this point for free. Fish tries to make a play there, but Dorky cleans him up. And now, because Blue have health heals advantage, then they're just going to take this point for free and probably keep rolling with the 1 player advantage.
Yeah, nice play there by the blue team, using those spawners to their advantage and just bullying the midpoint. So it looks like they do have a slight Uberad, but I think it is pretty much even. Tomberry's trying to get on the left here. It looks like a scout is out, but he's taking so much spam, it doesn't look like it's going to be entirely possible, and yeah, the scout comes back, so... Back to even Ubers here, blue team, and just regrouping on mid. giving out heals, but they have a variety of things that they could try to do here. The general idea right now would be maybe bomb a Roma on the right side there into courtyard, or even from the left just to try to force the enemy med. And I think that's probably what they're going to do. Yeah, Kaber coming out here looking for a bomb. The medic's pretty far forward. He misses a few rockets and he doesn't actually force the Uber. So now it's time for ONS to get back, and CC are just looking around to see what they can do. Trying to take as much ground as they can, but they're taking a long time with this push. Oh, nice frag there by Yule. Really nice damage by Jimmyfish, and then Yule just finishing off the kill. And they have Uber trade on mid here, but with Cindy dead, Blue's post-Uber isn't going to be good unless they get some frags, and they get them soon. Sneaky dies. The soldier's in. He's going to die as well. Damn, Tomberry down. Really nice play there by Blue. Really hard aggression and catching Cindy way off guard when he was forward there. Cindy does get the forward spawn, but he's out of position in this forward spawn as well. And he dies to Pishk. Really nice play there by Pishk. Jimmyfish doing a bit of damage and taking Cindy down. And this means that the blue team isn't even going to be able to fight second without a demo man. And when the enemy team has a demo man, there's not really much they could do.
Yeah, that was a really crucial mistake by Cindy. I mean, getting caught forward at mid was a bit unlucky, but walking out of that forward spawn when the enemy team was pushing into courtyard already was a really bad mistake. Fortunately for them, the red team doesn't capitalize on it, but against like maybe a quicker team, they probably would have capitalized on that and just pushed straight in. So looks like it's just going to reset to an even situation. I don't think red is going to push up this slight advantage given that they have a sniper.
So they are even players. Let's get a look at this this sniper. Who is this? Jimmyfish. Gets headshot. He's going to fall back. Get some heals and then probably peek again. Dorky, known for his sniping as well. This sniper v sniper fight. Oh wow, Jimmyfish takes him down. Really nice frag there out on the right, and it looks like they're going to try to take some position here. Let's get a good look at it. They're taking a fair bit of position. They haven't been forced to pop yet. Pretty late pop in there, and they forced the enemy team early as well as forcing a multi-Pish, taking good position with this Uber, but doesn't look like he's going to get any frags with it. And
yeah,
Cindy
the rest
died.
of his team really needs to be coming in right now, but a really crucial frag on Cindy again from Yule, so you're really picking up the frags when he needs to. It looks like the rest of red is just going to collapse with that demo man advantage. Yeah, the rest of blue just got cleaned up after Cindy went down, so once again, Yule takes down Cinderella Man in a crucial situation and wins them the round.
Yeah, definitely a really nice round there from red team. They lost the mid, they lost their med, they defended last with a bit of disadvantage and ended up coming back to win the mid. And I think the first round in a lot of these games can really be a confidence booster, especially for a team like CC, who have had a roster change in the middle of this season. As we come to the second mid here, Cindy rolling high, and again, beats Yule by a bit, but he's got so much position over Yule, there's nothing Yule can do here. Cindy getting back down to the ground here as both combos arrive to mid. Red's decided to go catwalk, an aggressive bomb there from Kaber. He frags the medic and gets out. Somebody dies for his troubles, but Ish fragging Vinty, and Yule gets Dorky, but the blue team just had a lot of heals and position there when the other team didn't.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hayes going down, your medic going down as the first death on Granary middle is really not what you want. So after that point, they were kind of starved for heals, and they just played that point out. What we could be looking at now is potentially either team going crits. That could be a play that either team could make right now, but it doesn't look like either team has opted for crits at this point. Ubers are about even. We'll probably expect another util play. Jimmyfish has gone sniper on defense, but no utils from ONS just yet. So probably expect maybe a Roma suicide, or maybe even two players suicide. We've seen them do that in the past.
For sure. Just grinding Uber on the second point here with the scout. And the other team running Uber as well. They're pretty much even. Red have a slight. Oh wow! Jimmyfish frags the demo. Really nice play by Jimmyfish this game. Just getting a lot of really crucial kills and damage. They try to push top. Pish frags Kaber, and they still haven't popped Uber. Pishk is still taking position here. They do pop Uber, and he's going to try to body block the rest of blue team's Uber, but they do unfortunately have to multi the demo man here. Tomberry is pretty forward, and a player leaked forward through the tops.
That's really
that
unfortunate. That was looking so good for CC as well. They had two players before they used the Uber, an early demo man death, and they just leaked one player. That's really unfortunate. At the same time, I mean, it's good by Dorky getting behind and using the empty flank as an option.
Yeah, for sure. Cindy opting to go lower here. This is different to the past two rollouts we've seen. He has gone lower. And it looks like he beat Yule by a fair bit. Yule on 100 and just trading spam over here. As the combos get to mid, Thalion dies pretty early bombing Cindy, but Gunblade does finish Cindy off, so this is good by Red if they can just get their heals onto their demo man and continue this fight for as long as possible, but it's not possible as blue team kind of just crush them with positioning. It looks like the blue team players who are alive are going to try to make something happen, but poorly coordinated there by them. They just kind of came in like lemmings, but yeah, we see ONS again taking a middle fight. Not really unexpected.
Yeah, it just seems like the ONS are just taking the forward position. Like the heavy classes, as we said before, are just so aggressive and they're always walking forward across the point. And if your team gets forced back into a corner without getting early kills, then you're just going to all take the same spam and die. And it's just really, really a poor situation for your team. So they need to change something up, maybe be more aggressive themselves, maybe stack your team one side, maybe go right on the rollout or something, I'm not too sure. But looks like it's going to be fully good advantage for ONS. Let's see how they take it in. It looks like they might be wanting to go top.
Yeah, top Uber here is pretty good. Early spam damage, and he has had to use early. Let's watch Sneaky trying to frag this soldier. I think he's missed a few shots on him, but he does get him. However, other frags have been traded, and he gets finished off himself here. And CC do have the player advantage. Their medic dies, but the ONS medic is going to die, and later than the enemy medic. So,
I mean,
yeah,
once again, like a really, really crucial pick by Yule to kill Cinderella Man outside of the Ubers. I mean, that really, I feel, turned the tide around for them. If Cindy had stayed alive through that Uber, I think it might have been a different story, but Yule's traps made all of the difference.
Yeah, for sure, but ONS are re-pushing the second point here. Jimmy Fish got caught forward a little bit, trying to get time on the cap. And he did end up capping it, sorry. But yeah, no, Dorky's behind here. Last isn't capped. This duel's going to be pretty crucial, and he does win it against Gunblade. Nice frag there on Gunblade, and looks like the red team... Oh, sorry. I missed that entirely. All of blue are pretty much back in Garage, even though their scouts are on second. I'm not really sure how they got forced back so far, but red team probably could have contested that. But regardless, we see Hayes here with a pretty big Uber advantage, around 30%, and he's thinking about how they want to use this Uber.
Yeah, I'm expecting maybe the combo to go in from top, maybe a solo Uber or take a scout in as well, just to see if they can get as many kills as possible in a small area that is Granary Sec. But they're taking way too long, and it looks like ONS might actually get Uber here, so a really missed opportunity from CC right now.
For sure. Now that I think about it, because both meds died around the same time, they didn't think the advantage was large enough to use, even though it was larger than it should have been because Cindy spent a fair bit of that time not healing. But regardless, wow, an aggressive bomb in here. Oh, and Hayes drops Uber! And Dorky and Caber are getting frags all over the place. Dorky's still in second here, taking a duel with Gunblade, and gets him fairly low actually, but ends up winning the duel, but that's really bad for CC, letting their medic drop Uber there. That's a fairly common thing, the soldier scout suicide in the last. Maybe they could have been more well prepared with a heavy or
looks
something.
like Gunblade got on the medic and has force at least, but he's going to get cleaned up, hopefully. As he dances around the entire blue team, but now they're just going to come into last with heals and the one player advantage.
Yeah, but it's only a one player up. I mean, they could have a util up here, but they don't. That might cost them the last. With a heavy, they'd be able to clean this up and get a lot of position, but it doesn't look like it's entirely possible. And Thalion trying to get frags with his pain train, but doesn't actually manage to. So bit of a fatal misstep, I think, to not have at least one like util class up there, like a heavy or something. We haven't really seen much util classes, especially heavy from either team here.
Yeah, it seems like both teams like to run a sniper defensively, which I'm a bit hit and miss about. I mean, obviously it's great if you can get a pick every time they push, but the power and like denial that an engineer or a heavy offers is just a lot of the time it's stronger than just getting a kill.
Yep. Well, Yule gets mid. Yule's actually going catwalk, and he's got a lot of really nice damage over on the top right on that jumping soldier. As the blue team try to get back, the soldier behind does get cleaned up. The red team have a lot of position on the point here. Their medic did die, however. Cindy bombing in. I'm not really sure if I agree with this. trying to just get into mid and see what he can do. He does get the kit. Pish missing a few shotguns, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. And with Cindy dying that late, if red team just get as much time on mid as possible, and then they might actually... no, sorry. They didn't have any time on mid whatsoever, and with no scouts to chase, it's not really possible to try to contest second. But regardless, we're back to Uber advantage here to Vinti, because he did stay up for that mid fight. So we'll just have to see how they use it into the mid.
Yeah, that was a bit reckless by Cindy. I feel like his jump wasn't really necessary. I mean, he's respawned now, but I mean, it'd probably be better if he just stayed alive anyway. At least he would have been linked up with the medic and guaranteed the med survival. But he didn't really need to jump in there when they'd already killed the enemy medic. But aggressive jump from Thalion doesn't really do anything. Vinti's still on 100 health, so now they've got Uber and a player advantage pushing into mid now, and they'll just try and muscle them out and take it for free. Looks like the combo's even pushing in further, but
Red team are
Crackline
going
has
to get
Uber
Uber,
right now.
and they use it counter-aggressively. ONS were really caught off guard by that. If Red team used this Uber effectively, they might be able to get a few frags, but no, ONS were a bit too quick on the escaping there for CC to capitalize effectively.
Yeah, Onus really got ahead of themselves there, and they could have got really, really punished for that, especially because the forward swarm was right there, but fortunate for them that they managed to get out without losing anyone. So just back to another even situation, it looks like Kaver dies, and wow, double soldier bomb, they actually kill the combo. And that's really, really unexpected. I mean, they're suiciding players in over and over again. And wow, Vinti lives on 7 health. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it looks like just a complete wipe from CC. They kind of just brawled in and fought and won the DM fight.
Yeah, that was interesting. They just bombed both of their soldiers, and Hayes died, and then they ended up cleaning the rest of them up. Gunblade and Shooter kind of didn't really coordinate their play on the med very effectively there, and that's another thing that we've seen already once, is that when they do go in to try to force the Uber or to frag the medic or whatever, we haven't seen much coordinated aggression. We saw it earlier on a mid fight, where they haven't actually said let's go now. You know, they're kind of going in like lemmings one by one. But looks like blue team here trying to push it on the left. They pop really early against the sniper, and Cindy dies to a sticky trap. Again, Yule getting a really important frag early on in the fight. Sneaky gets a lot of position on Yule, but Yule's got another frag as well, and Sneaky himself does die on the point. Really nice play there by the red demo man Yule, just fragging Cindy right before the fight started, and guaranteeing his team basically the push.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where Cindy's going on these pushes. I think maybe he's pushing... Is he pushing on the same door as the combo or on a different door? I feel like he should be going probably more with the combo on these Ubers.
He went with the combo, but he just didn't get a multi, which I think was maybe the incorrect decision by the medic, because they sent 3 players there. He just multied the 2 that he probably shouldn't have. Cindy gets a sticky trap kill onto Thalion, and that could be fairly important. Kaver getting some nice spam onto the combo. A really aggressive Uber here, I like this. Pish trying to get position here, and the scouts on Cindy. Cindy dies as well. Shooter goes in and kills the medic, and now the scout is in there alone. Shooter coming back in the middle. Yule finishes off Dorky and Kaber before dying himself to Sneaky, and Shooter is in a duel with Sneaky, and he's got the medic on him, so it's looking likely that he's going to be able to frag this scout, but no. Missing a few shots, which isn't exactly what you want, but they're going to get second here off those frags. Really nice play there by CC. I really like that aggressive Uber into garage there, with the soldier and the scout just completely catching the forward players on ONS off guard, and chasing into the yard to frag them. So
ONS are just trying to retake this point here. They really shouldn't be able to. Red should be forcing them out, but Jimmy Fish going down means that they might actually be able to take. Hayes is so close to getting Uber, but they're dropping players everywhere. Their flank really needs to stay alive right now. They have Uber advantage, and yeah, they do manage to hold on to the Uber. So
yeah, poor decision there by Shooter. He kind of just went in top left to try to force Uber or get a frag or something. But sorry, Kaber comes in from above to force the red team's Uber while they were in second. They're trying to get as much position as they can here. He's trying to get time on point. I'm not sure if I agree with that decision, because he just leaves himself open. And sorry, Vinti ends up getting Uber and popping it. Gunblade dying, but if Hayes is able to get out here, it may be able to salvage the situation, and even though they won't be able to fight second, they will, in all likelihood, be able to hold yard.
Yeah, I feel like CC was really fractured in that push. Like, they only had a couple of players pushing with the Uber at last. Like, I was watching Gunblades for part of that, and he was, like, checking stairs while they were Ubered in at last. And, I mean, if they had more players pushing with the Uber at last, I feel like they probably would have cleaned up the fight, but maybe just a lack of communication about what was going on, a lack of coordination. But I feel like they probably could have won that push if they had all of their team pushing in together, focusing the right target.
Cindy bombing in aggressively here. They are even Ubers. And they're trying to take mid with the 2-player ad that they did have. Sneaky dies to Jimmy Fish, but Tomberry frags Jimmy Fish. Hayes going down to Kaber. But wow, it looks like Red have a fair bit of position here. They should be aggressive to try to at least force the blue team's Uber. The scout comes in and he does force it. Really nice play there by that blue scout. And Tomberry just can't do anything with this Uber, I mean.
Yeah, they just want to be getting back. I mean, they're down so many players right now and they don't have the forward spawns, so they just want to be sitting back and trying to defend second.
Yeah, I think maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I think when ONS did try to push mid there, the spawners for the red team were pretty much back and they were able to be there and fight. And without Uber, just trying to push in there when it was even Uber is just maybe not the best decision, and they did get cleaned up for it. So we're back to even Ubers here. Both teams just getting heals, looking at how the team over at CC want to try to push the second point here, getting bust out in yard. I think the most popular thing to do here would be to take left over here to try to frag this roamer, or just take the position and Uber from top or Uber from left or something. But no, there's a whole bunch of things that they can do. Kaber pretty forward here in the right, but he does get back, seeing that the combo is on the right. So good by him. But red team haven't actually tried to push left here. They're just being a bit indecisive. Pish trying to get position in Zen. It looks like he has, but he has been spotted.
Yeah, nothing really much to say at this point in time. Just good old TF2 stalemate, just waiting for CC to make a decision. ONS don't really feel like they have to make a decision right now, but Pish looks like he is trying to take stairs after all, using both soldiers to try and take left-hand side, and they should... Oh no, it looks like blue team is rotated, and Pish has no beam right now. He's really, really hurt.
Yeah, his mem wasn't with him. Lucky he didn't die there. He got down to 7 HP as the blue combo rotated. And wow, there's a lot of position on the point. How is that player capping? Pish is in top. He uses Uber early, but I'm not sure if this early Uber is going to be worth the better Uber on the enemy team. He's got nobody there to multi the enemy team's Uber. Even though he has some position, he didn't get any damage off with that Uber. Tomberry dies, and so does Kaber. Shooter's really aggressive here on Cindy, trying to see what he can do, but he gets taken down by Sneaky. A lot of time on the point here by the red team, even though they have a play disadvantage. The blue team just decide to get the hell out. I mean, maybe they didn't have enough health to fight that, I guess. And nice play, I guess, by the red team, salvaging that bad Uber there by their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, with Pish's Uber just there, even though he didn't really get any damage done, he did do a good job of forcing them back, and his death still allowed the rest of his team to get position on the point, and with Yule just laying stickies everywhere, they couldn't really contest it and fight back since the whole team was already on the point. So now it's just going to reset back to a stalemate situation again, and looks like Shooter's come up on Sniper. He's been doing work so far in this game, so see if he can keep it up. No utils from ONS once again. I mean, like we said previously, it would be really nice to see like an engineer or a heavy or something. There's no reason not to, really. And it just makes it so much more of a nuisance for the team pushing, especially in an even situation.
Yeah, for sure. Jimmy Fish just peeking over on the right here, just trying to see what he can get done.
Thanks, Doc. Come on, man.
Continuing to peek, getting a fair bit of position here. The enemy team should really just get a forward hold or something and try to spam him out. Maybe get a heavy up top, and then yeah, it looks like they have donned the forward hold as it stands. The medic is down on the logs there. Tomberry just needs to be taking position here on the left and preventing Shooter from peeking. They should also have
still
heavy.
just giving him so much room. Like, he shouldn't be able to walk out that far at all. I feel like he shouldn't really be able to get past the door, but Phaleon dies while they have a... He gets the force, actually, so this is not too bad. It'll kind of depend on what if Blue do anything with the counter even, and it doesn't look like they're going to.
Yeah, I think maybe did Thalion just walk in through top there, because without a heavy, that's the weakness of that hold. With both soldiers holding on the ground, a player can just walk in through the top there, and without a heavy, nothing can stop him. So the red team trying to push in here. Pish jumping aggressively. He's got pretty good damage on the combo. He needs to chase these frags down. Really nice fragging the medic there, and he's going to frag the demo as well. Nice air shot. As Tomberry comes in behind, looking to clean this up, and wow, he does end up actually cleaning it up. Thalion jumping for the point, gets absolutely destroyed by an air shot there from Tomberry. Nice play by Tomberry there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened with the entirety of that Uber. Basically, I mean the blue team kind of wow, a nice headshot there from Jimmy Fish on the scout, and with Pish fragging Tomberry as well, they're going to be able to defend second.
They might even be able to push last here just with the heal. But the problem is that Jimmy Fish is still stuck on Sniper. I mean, unless he gets another kill during this push, then it's going to be really detrimental to his team.
Yeah, aggression there from Kaber. Kaber dies. Red team trying to take as much position as they can on the left. Jimmy Fish getting a nice body shot onto Dorky, and sorry, no, Yule dying there. Probably not what they want. So they are back to even Ubers. Jimmy Fish, he did get a frag, but he just... What am I seeing? That was a really nice headshot. Sneaky dying there, a bit of MM1. Please, it's always me. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. That was a really, really nice headshot. Jimmy Fish going absolutely off this game.
But yeah, I mean, even though he's still getting kills, it's still a lot of the time probably better that he would be scout. I mean, this is kind of why we say that Uber advantage with the sniper is generally bad, and even in just like DME fights, because even if you get a kill or something like that, a lot of the time it's still going to be much less than what you could have potentially done as a scout. So I feel like there was one situation there where they were, even though Thalion got the force, they were still stuck with a sniper during an Uber advantage situation, and they probably should have won that push, but Tudor was still stuck on sniper. Yeah,
Tudor should have just gone back when Thalion spawned, and then gone to swap to scout. Pish pushing into the left here. Looks like he's going to be able to frag the Roma, but Thalion actually dies somehow. So that's not exactly what they want. I'm not sure if I agree with this aggressive Uber coming out here from Pish. It looks like he's going to try it anyway. Late Uber there from the blue team. He's getting body blocked like crazy here, but Gunblade actually frags Dorky on the flank, and with too much aggression here from the blue team, this could work out poorly. Pish getting some nice spam damage onto them. The Demo Man needs to come in here and help clean these frags up, but it doesn't look like anything comes of that.
Yeah, Pish was really kind of stuck in no man's land there. He had the right idea, just trying to brawl, but I mean, the rest of his team was so far back. I feel like if, like, particularly his demo backed him up a bit more, he might have been able to win that situation, because Blue were really not looking good heal and position-wise, but he kind of just died alone on the point, and now his team wants to get back. Thalion goes down once again, so now ONS might be looking to push mid off of this. Hayes does have Uber, whilst ONS doesn't just yet. I'm not sure if they're aware of that or not. It looks like they are, just because they're not pushing right now. But looks like it's just going to reset back to another even situation.
Yeah, sorry, for those wondering, the player we've been referring to Jimmy Fish this entire time is actually Shooter on your scoreboard, so apologies for that. Shooter getting in really aggressive here on the right, trying to frag this scout, as it looks like Gunblade comes in to help him out and frags him. An aggressive Uber there from Pish. They keep Ubering really weirdly late, and Pish isn't ready. He's ready to get Uber when it's not happening, but regardless, Pish is actually behind them at the end of this Uber, and he's probably going to draw a fair few of them back. Cindy's just got to come back for him. Where's the rest of their team? Wow, really nice play there by Yule, forcing them back, but I don't feel like the rest of their team really cooperated and helped him out. And Hayes out on his own here. He's going to die. He may as well just kill by him there. But yeah, that was a really strange push. I feel like I'm often seeing Pish walk out and look behind him as if to say, "Hey, are you going to pop the Uber? Like, what's happening?" We only have 20 seconds left in this half, so it looks like the first half is going to be 2-1. Sorry, continue.
I was just going to say, just the general theme of what we're seeing so far just seems to be that ONS are slightly more coordinated in kind of like these DME situations or focus firing. A lot of the time it seems like Shooter's being a bit silly there, but a lot of the time it seems like CC are just losing situations that they probably should win. But it just comes down to lack of coordination or the team not quite being in the right place to support each other when they should.
For sure. Definitely a good half though. 2-1 in the first half. These teams have not yet let us down with the closeness of the play, I suppose. Look at the the blue team. They all have 1 or 2 dominations, which is strange to see in a game this close. But yeah, regardless, looks like we're gonna go live.
Yeah, definitely the close game that we were hoping for. It looks like it's not live just yet. So why don't we have a quick look at the stats? While we have a bit of downtime.
Good idea. I forgot about the stats. Man, I love stats. You love stats? Let's have a look. Oh my lord, okay. Tomberry sorry. I thought I saw 9.3k, but yeah, Tomberry top damaging here. 16 for 17. Not unheard of, or actually pretty common on a map like Granary, really. I mean, there's a lot of just random even Uber situations that were happening in this game in particular, and seeing a pocket soldier top damage is not entirely unusual. Top frags is actually Pish, the enemy team's pocket, with a little bit less damage, but around the same amount of heals received, going 24 for 14, along with Dorky, the enemy team's scout, also 24 for 14. So yeah, I guess a trend I can see here in these logs would be the ONS scouts just kind of playing a fair bit better, I would say, than, or on paper, playing a bit better than the red team's scouts, both up there on above 20 kills, while Gunblade on 17 and Jimmyfish on 18 a little bit not as good. But having a look at the damage stats, actually, I didn't see this, but Shooter is actually a fair way ahead of the other scouts in terms of damage himself.
I think that would probably account for like the sniper headshots that he's hitting, but if we look at the damage just quickly while this rollout goes, the damage is really even. There's only 2k in it, and only 10k frags of difference going in ONS's favour, so this is like a really, really close game.
Yeah, for sure. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Looks like we are live into the second half. ONS, once again, they're just taking a lot of forward positions. Cinderella Man's in his traditional top left-hand spot, and Red are just stuck all over the ground. They're just trapped in their corner, and there's nothing they can do. Blue just has so much position.
Jimmyfish got really nice damage on the enemy Demo Man. They're just catching him off guard around the corner and throwing a meat shot into his face. Vinty here is actually going to die. Maybe they could have let him live for just a little bit longer, because the longer he lived there, because he was in fact going to die, they could have let him live and had a bigger Uber advantage for it. But regardless, it is pretty much going to be even. Hayes is going to wait for the forward spawn. Maybe he'll have a slight advantage, but it's really going to be nothing important. And
I feel like this would have been a perfect time for Hayes to go crits in this situation. Both mid spawned at the exact same time, pretty much. And if Hayes went crits, then he would have had crits advantage, but looks like he's opted not to go for that. And we're finally getting some utils out on the ONS side. Sneaky going engineer, so it's good to see something changing on the defensive side. And we got Dorky on sniper as well, so mixing things up a bit here.
Yeah, I like the idea of going engineer. I think one of the problems with that particular sentry spot is, if it's known that there's a sentry or like an engineer on the opposing team, if the other team pushes deep right, they can really easily spam it out just with their soldiers. But regardless, I mean, if he's just sitting there leveling it up and then he's just going to sit in spawn until it dies and then go scout, I really don't see any negative side to that. Jimmyfish getting on the left. It looks like Pishka's actually forced their Uber. Gunblade's behind. He sees the sentry and goes down himself. That was a 4-man suicide that we just saw. As Hayes and Yule kind of sit outside of the roller door here, getting ready to repush second and use their Uber. Taking a little while to do so though.
Yeah, Red really should have more time on the point right now. I feel like they could have capped, and they're going to get it anyway, so Blue do get the forward spawn so, and now they have full Uber advantage. I feel like because Red didn't lose any players, they only had their Uber force, they could have like got the cap a lot quicker before CC got their forward spawns, but now they have
wow, aggressive Uber there from Yule, sorry, really nice aggression there from Yule, a nice sticky jump, but looks like a lot of the damage that he did is not actually going in their favour. The scouts maybe not cleaning it up effectively. as they're just trying to take position here over on the right. Scout flags the medic, but a lot of aggression from the blue team onto the from the red team onto the blue medic.
Once again, it just seems like CC aren't coordinated enough. I mean, Yule and Shooter were in on the right-hand side, ready to take the Uber aggressively, but none of their other players were seen. Like, they were all dueling on the flank, or dying in situations where maybe they shouldn't have. I feel like if they all just busted out forward right and all got position with the Uber, then that push would have got a lot better, especially since the whole team was so far forward on the right, just waiting to dive to the invincible player.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, ONS were a bit far forward there, and I did like the Uber there from Pish, but yeah, no real capitalization off of it. So they're pretty much even here. Vinty did die a little bit before Hayes, but I don't think they're going to push on this. What they consider to be fairly slight Uber advantage.
Yeah, I mean, 20% is definitely pushable, but given that they're running Dorky on Sniper, I'm guessing that they're not going to try and use it, especially since a lot of the Uber exchanges with these teams have been a bit dicey. I guess they don't want to risk it pushing off a floor. So I wonder if we're going to see the same 4-man suicide again, which they did last time. Cindy's got traps on the right-hand side, and it looks like just Shooter's going to get out. They have 2 players suicide, and Shooter almost frags Cindy if he hit a couple more shots, but 3 players suicide, and probably see Shooter come back up on a util. But ONS are going to try and push up that 3-player advantage, and they should be trying to get cap time and force out the enemy combat.
Yeah, for sure. They're just trying to get onto the point here, see what they can do. Looks like the Uber here is going to come out, and with the Uber trade came a multi. Tomberry dies to Yule in the midst of that Uber, so maybe just didn't get a multi in time. And he did end up dying, so it looks like we're probably going to see the blue team try to push out here. Caber actually frags Jimmy Fish over in Lunchbox there, and he's trying to get more damage, but it looks like he's actually just going to die here. On 2 HP in the right, jumped right over that soldier's head. Thalion missing him by an inch, but with him dead so late, I mean, there's a good chance that CC could try to push.
One thing that I would
advantage.
really like to see right now is Shooter come up as heavy, and they just push off that 1-player advantage with the Shooter coming in delayed top. I mean, they don't have any utils. It would have been really effective for Shooter just come in no Weaver versus no Weaver as a buffed heavy, coming in delayed to like just a DM fight, but looks like he goes back to Sniper as we've seen.
Yeah. So he has gone back to Sniper, and they did not use the 1-player ad that they could have used. We're going to look at the Shooter cam here, trying to see what he can do. Tomberry dying, gets body shot, and then spammed out by Yule. And then Gunblade's just going to try and take some position on the left. They did hear... Sorry, my bad. So yeah, no, they are trying to take ground here on the left. Thalion dying there, not exactly what they want, but they do use Uber, and they've had the multi really early. The other team is multiing a little bit as well, but blue team have multied a whole bunch of times, and it looks like it's basically just going to be an Uber trade. But no, sorry, Jimmy Fish did die around the end of that Uber fight, so that could cost them a bit of ground, but I don't see red team really utilizing it that effectively with his spawn essentially imminent.
Alright, it looks like ONS are trying to push out, and they've got a lot of health and damage advantage on the enemy team. Caber gets 2 frags, that's really nice work by Caber on the flank there, and with those 2 kills they should be able to cap second and keep rolling into your...
Wow, okay, I was incorrect. They did use that player advantage, and they used it pretty well actually, so kudos to them. Ended up taking second. Nice play by Caber there, getting the 2 frags on the flank. So now we're pretty much back to even Ubers. They pretty much got that second point for free. And so now we just see the old even Uber scenario. So yeah, blue team trying to pick into garage here. You're getting some spam out over onto the courtyard. Trying to see what he can do. A really aggressive bomb there from Thalion. Gets taken out before he can really do anything important.
Yeah, Thalion seems to be really struggling in this map in particular. Just his bombs maybe not doing as much work as they could be. I'm not sure if it's just he's getting shut down really effectively, or he's maybe not executing them in the best way.
Yeah, certainly. Sneaky dying really late there, and he's got a really long spawn timer, so definitely to the advantage of blue team to try to push out here, and I like this idea of pushing out into deep left. Yule's lagging behind a little bit, but leading the push is Pishk and the Scout, and it looks like they're going to get Yard for free here pretty much. And that guy is still actually dead, so maybe taking left here early on would be a good idea, but no. Pishk just getting a look through Zed, trying to see where the enemy team is. Gets a glimpse at the demo man at the back right, so looks like they are probably going to take the right here. As they do take the right. The soldier spams the hell out of Pishk though, and with the combo rotating to bottom right, they just ended up out spamming the two soldiers on the blue team. As ONS's Pocket Tomberry peeks the roller door here a little bit, trying to see what he can do, getting a couple of nice bounces there onto Pishk. And Caber fragging Gunblade means they're actually able to push out here a little bit. They do have a one-player advantage, and they're probably going to try to use it here.
Yeah, Caber racking up a lot of kills this half, and really doing work on the flank. He's behind the combo now, and wow, he manages to frag Yule as well. So that was a really impressive spree though from Caber.
Yeah, really nice play. He's been getting heaps of frags on the flank, and with Yule dying and blue team using their Uber really early, it looks like Pishk here is probably going to die himself. He's behind, but he dies to Sneaky, so wow, yeah. Caber going absolutely massive right there, getting 2 frags and then the demo and the force.
Yeah, I mean, and with the demo only just getting the forward spawn now, it means that they can't do anything to stop that cap there, so Caber really secured them that situation.
Yeah, for sure. So we see here, CC do have a slight override because they did pop a little bit earlier, but it is essentially even Ubers, as both teams would probably see it. So red team standing pretty far back in garage here as they grind their Uber up, maybe expecting the blue team to push off the small advantage that they have, but it doesn't look all too likely with Gunblade just grinding over here in the left courtyard, and really at this point it's up to ONS to make their move.
Yeah, I'm expecting probably to see just the same thing again, have Cindy spam them with pipes through the window and then have a soldier bomb, although I would say that maybe they'll just try and push into them on the right and brawl again, but because both teams have Uber, it's not going to be a great situation to do that. If they could try it, do it in a non-Uber situation where neither teams have Uber, but it's probably not going to work out in this situation. It looks like, yeah, they're just going for a spam right now, and Caber goes for a force. Gets Haze really low, but Haze doesn't use, so it's just going to be back to one-player advantage for CC, and we'll see how they use.
Yeah, Pishk trying to take the left here with this scout, getting a fair bit of position, but Jimmy Fish dying there is not what they want, and yeah, just getting straight out off of that really early death onto Jimmy Fish there. He kind of took maybe a little bit too much position on the bottom left, and got denied. As we see ONS pushing on the one scout advantage that they do now have, trying to push out on the right here. Tomberry jumping over aggressively, getting good damage on the demo man, but he overextended and his med wasn't ready for it, and Pishk is bouncing Vinti around, but he doesn't actually get anything else off of that Uber. Tomberry overextended a fair bit. But Gunblade's in top, he gets completely denied by Dorky, and a really aggressive bomb there from Caber, fragging Pishk, but dying to Jimmy Fish, who actually comes in late to clean up the frags that are up. Dorky coming in here, trying to see what he can do. He's actually behind, gets a couple of nice shots on the men and does frag him. Really nice play there by Dorky. So, yeah, that means that ONS here are going to have Uber advantage. Maybe he wasn't called that he was behind or something, but he just had pretty much a free medic pick there.
Yeah, I mean, Honest really just using the forward spawns to their advantage. They knew that they had better spawns relative to the other team, and Shooter and the medic really shouldn't have been so far forward with just them. They should have seen that there were 2 players alive by checking the scoreboard and just getting back. They were better off just preserving their root advantage, because with the forward spawns, they were never really going to cap mid there anyway with just 2 players.
Yeah, for sure.
But now it's an Uber advantage situation for ONS pushing into second. We're going to see how they're going to use it. Maybe they're going to try and take stairs and just use in the Uber aggressively. Looks like Tomberry is pushing in left side with both their soldiers in fact, so
Oh, he dies to that trap though, and Thalion ends up fragging him while he's low. They have a lot of position here on second. Looks like Caber's probably going to be able to frag the Roma pretty far forward there in top. Not sure if he really should have died. But yeah, no, that was kind of disastrous. He shot the trap off, but his medic didn't pop. Maybe he wanted his medic to pop straight in there or something. But here we see CC with a pretty big Uber advantage, around 70 to 80%, and they're probably going to look to push it right now, as Yule's just peeking on the bottom left here, trying to get as much spam in as he can, looking for this aggressive trap that Cindy has up. Cindy's trying to bait them into it. Scout's aggressing, but there is a soldier up top. Thalion actually not there, I don't think.
Well, and yeah, I think I actually saw a glimpse of Kaber there from Pishk's Pov as he was pushing in, so yeah, a bit of a mistake just to not check for players forward. Like, they should have known that the Cable was going to try and force the Uber somehow, and they probably should have checked behind them, but they do manage to retake the point anyway. They can probably keep going on this one player advantage and at least try and get the Uber force out, and it looks like they do. So now they need to try and get out, but they're losing so many players to this Uber, so many players just try and force them, and Pishka's still stuck behind at mid, and he's certainly going to go down here.
Yeah, Thalion's stuck behind as well, and with his late death, ONS are really probably going to be able to easily push this point with the two-player advantage that they have. It's really going to take a bit of a miracle here, but Pishka's actually behind, but he only is able to trade with Kaber, and Tomberry getting a lot of aggression onto the enemy team. Yule trying to see what he can do, but it doesn't look like there's much that he's going to be able to do, and the red team taking that for free. So yeah, that Uber force just way too costly for them. They sacrificed like 2 soldiers and a scout, and both those soldiers ended up stuck behind, and yeah, just disastrous for CC.
Yeah, that was really not an exchange that was worth it for them. So now the score is 3-1 ONS. We're about 15 minutes into the second half, so 15 minutes of play left in this game. And once again, ONS are just doing the forward aggressive rollout, and Blue are just stuck all the way back in their corner. There's absolutely nothing they can do, and ONS are just collapsing all over them.
Yeah, Cindy just walking across the point and doing what he does best, and that is just killing all of the enemy team's players while they're stuck back in that corner. So that means a mid-win for ONS, as it looks like they're going to go on here to try to take second. A really good idea here for CC would be to get some utils up here on last. It's really important that they do, and I don't mean just a sniper. They should definitely have like a heavy or like an NG or something other than just this sniper, I think, to try to defend.
Like, I'd really like to see like maybe even both Thalion and Gunblade go util. Like, I don't know how much of overkill that is, but like a heavy and a pyro or something, and having Jimmy Fish just take like one shot and then come back as scout at the end of the Uber, that would be really, really good right now. But just having a sniper, it just means that if Shooter doesn't get a crucial kill, then they're kind of boned.
Yeah, as red team use their Uber pretty aggressively here on the right. They pop pretty early, and pretty much all of the blue team is stuck in this back left. They have no position whatsoever. And ONS do end up taking the round. Yeah, even though they popped early, they just took so much position over on the right there that there was nothing that CC could do. So pretty much here we're back to, well, not back, but we're at a 3-1 lead here to ONS.
4-1.
Oh, sorry, 4-1? Yeah, 4-1. My bad, yeah.
So we really need to see something different from CC here if they want to win this game, because otherwise it's just going to go the way of ONS, I feel like. Yule gets to go catwalk this time, so that's a bit of a change. And Cinderella actually gets forced off onto the ground. The entire team went catwalk this time, but again, they're falling back into that death corner. They just can't do that. They have to get forward position, and
yeah,
ONS are just all grouped up on the point. Wow, really nice shot by Gunblade there, taking down the medic. That'll give them a bit of a lifeline. But yeah, ONS are just murdering them on these rollouts, it feels like.
For sure, Cindy is absolutely monstering. It would not surprise me if he is top damaging them by a mile, because he just basically walks onto the point and his team is just crushing the other team and aggressing them with so much position that there's nothing that they can actually do. ONS trying to get time on second, but without heals, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to do so. Hayes is now back, and they should look to try to take courtyard before the red medic gets there, maybe. But no, it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. So pretty much back to even Ubers. This would have actually been a good time for either medic to go crits. But it doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like they have. We haven't actually seen much crits recently, actually, in this game. Anyway,
I don't think there's been any crits to play this map at all, which is surprising. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities from either team to use crits, and they haven't really opted for it. So I'm not sure if maybe ONS are just, or I guess both teams are just wary of the sniping on either team pushing into last. So I'm not really sure what it is, but
yeah.
Yeah, definitely something that they could be taking advantage of that they're not. But yeah, this looks like an even situation once again. I mean, every time it seems like both teams have just opted to take left in even situations. So we'll see how CC are going to respond.
Caber dies there to Tomberry, yeah, and Gunblade fragging. Sorry, Caber dies to Thalion and Gunblade fragging Tonberry. So that's a 2-soldier advantage for the blue team, as it looks like they're going to try to take yard here. I'm not sure if I agree with trying to push out on the left, but the scout needs to lead out and look for that trap. What are they doing? Taking some time. The trap is actually popped off of the left, and Pishka's actually in middle. He's going to try to cut the medic off with this Uber. I like the idea, but the red team does actually pop in turn. Pish going back to try to get another frag with the Uber, and he does actually get another scout. So a nice player advantage here to the blue team as the red team try to retreat, but Cindy on 9 HP, he goes down to Pishk. A nice rocket, nice scout aggression. Leaving one scout to cap mid here is a really good idea. Yule aggressing here. Over on the right, there's so much aggression coming out from the blue team. Red team get one forward spawner because they weren't actually stuck in the middle point, but he actually dies. That's Caber. And with the huge player advantage that they actually have, they should just leave a scout to cap second and continue to go to last. As it looks like that's what they're actually going to do. Pushing in the left here with the demo man and the scout, and the rest of their team are all coming in right now. Still 2 dead. The red team, nothing they can do, just the blue team absolutely swarming over them and taking the round there. So yeah, really nice play there by the blue team. Pretty much all sparked off of that one really aggressive Uber there from Pish, just getting straight into mid, forcing the multi, a player on the flank dying, and then him helping out to get the second just kind of helped them keep on pushing and keep on fragging players one by one until they won the round here.
Yeah, that was exactly what CC needed. I mean, that entire play was because their entire team backed each other up during the post-super, but looks like we're onto another rollout once again. Cindy's been forced off the ground by Bombing Soldier, but 2 early kills from ONS means that it may be a poor rollout from ONS, and once again, ONS are just, the heals are just too good on their side.
Yeah, goodbye Hayes there to at least try to get out. Jimmy Fish is forward, trying to see what he can do, but Sneaky just way too aggressive. Jimmy Fish able to frag Sneaky here as he's fighting this other scout on second, seeing how many shots he can actually get on this other scout before he goes down. And he actually dives to Cindy there, so things are looking pretty bad for CC. Gunblade, way too aggressive there, trying to get in. He almost dies. He should have been up on util or something, ready to defend.
Yeah, he was very lucky to survive there. That would have been a really bad decision dying so early after Shooter just died as well. They would have been down 2 players even, while they're already at an uber disadvantage.
Yeah, so blue team just need to get bust out on that team and hope they can weather the storm that is coming for them. Dorky dying, you're getting another really early frag in an Uber, and really nice damage out there actually from Pishk. Tomberry on 40 HP here and going down as the blue team pretty much converge on him, both scouts right on top of him as they chase the medic out here into yard, and Vinty dying there in Zed pretty much means that the blue team, full Uber advantage and only a couple of forward spawners. The blue team...
Yep, they just want to play tight here and make sure their med survives. I mean, they should be taking this for free, and yeah, they do the right thing. They spot out the player coming for the medic, which is good. They don't have to use Uber taking mid, sorry. And yeah, they should be able to take this Uber into second.
Yeah, for sure. Capping mid here, they do actually deny Dorky's forward spawn. And they're looking to take left here. Not much position from the red team. They should be looking for Caber. Oh, but a nice sticky trap by Cindy there. I don't even know where that was, but it fragged Jimmy Fish as well as Yule. Sorry, Shooter and Yule, which means red team are going to look to be aggressive here, and we'll have to see how blue team try to use their Uber in turn.
Yeah, really nice prediction by Cindy. He had the trap just on that right side lip of the door, just where the Roma was sitting, and he predicted that they would try and take the Uber in right side. And yeah, obviously gets 2 kills. Thalion goes down, trying to make something
nice
happen.
aggressive Uber here by Pishk, but the red team actually get their Uber as Pishk is trying to escape. He's overextended like crazy, and with Thalion down, I don't think his team is really going to be looking too good to recontest. So yeah, Pishk kind of staying a little bit too long in the mid fight there, and the Ubers get traded, and ONS coming out victorious. Thalion's death before the Ubers there, I didn't really understand what what happened, but I think he kind of dropped down and just got absolutely owned. Maybe trying to force the enemy team or something like that. But yeah, things not looking too good for CC here. There's 7 minutes left in the round, and they need to take 2 rounds off the enemy team just to get into overtime. So we'll have to see what they do. It's definitely possible on a map like Granary, because the mid win often on this map means the round win, just because of the map design and how close the points are kind of spaced apart. So we'll have to see something really, really big here, and we'll have to see the game kind of shift around for CC to get around.
Looks like Caber is bombing in aggressively, but doesn't manage to get anything done. He hits one good rocket on Hayes, but can't finish the job. So now CC are going to try and push in with this one play advantage.
Pish got absolutely owned there by that trap. They Uber pretty early. Cindy's pretty forward. Gunblade dies really early on in that Uber fight, and Red Team still haven't forced to pop their Uber, so this is looking really bad for CC. Pishka's actually behind them. Nice frag there by Jimmy Fish, and Pish brought them all back to their choke. A really aggressive bomb there by Thalion. Frag Cinderella Man, and Tomberry fragging Thalion and Yule. Jimmy Fish ends up getting a frag himself, but he's probably going to die in a second. 3 HP, his med needs to heal him. This is a 3v3 scenario. Nice shots there from Jimmy Fish. Hayes dying, and Jimmy Fish trying to get onto the Roma there, but nothing comes of it, so a bit of a shame there.
Yeah, it looks like the post-Uber fight just turns into a DM fest and ends up in ONS's favour. So, with a significant Uber advantage, 70% or so, they should be able to take second here.
Yeah, things are starting to look really bad from CC here. They need a miracle. That's what they need. They need something to turn the tides on this game, because they're 4-2 down as Red look to push in on the right here. Nice frag there by Shooter, but Schnicky and Cinderella fragging Thalion and Hayes respectively. Cindy fragging Yule, and Pish dying out in the yard. Gunblade is the only one left up, and he's going to go down here. And with all these players stacking second, things are really not looking too good for CC. I think this is just a round in the bag for ONS, really.
Yeah, really crucial just at the end there. Cinderella Man killed the demo and the medic during that situation, so yeah, that really won them the game, I guess. And so the final score is 5-1?
5-2.
5-2, yeah. So yeah, even though the scores were not quite as close as the game really indicates, there were a lot of really close situations, and yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, for sure, the scores definitely were not indicative of how that close that game was. And just looking at the stats now, to give an idea, Cinderella Man went 23 for 8. And top damaging with 7.2k damage, so definitely shown in the game. He had very few heals received as well, actually, under 1,000 heals received, so definitely have to say Cinderella Man, absolutely outstanding performance that half, and especially on the mids, he's just had this presence that Yule kind of couldn't reciprocate, and it ended up just giving them so much free position and it's just winning them the mids, basically.
Alright, well, I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, yeah, the logs are in the stream chat. So yeah, gonna be Badlands, this map. This is more the map that I think will I guess this was probably thought to be the more close map, but I think the consensus on Granary was more that ONS were gonna take it in a whitewash, pretty much solely because I think their rollouts were fairly superior. But this map is pretty much a complete toss-up. You know, there's either team could really take it. I think a lot of this map is actually going to come down to how either team's scouts play. I think both teams' scouts rather are actually fairly on and off. They're pretty inconsistent, I think, and that's probably one of the major problems that kind of plagues both of these teams. So I think from the last game, they were fairly even, but if we see one team's scout combo really kind of take over the game and start dominating the other and playing as best they can, it'll definitely end up being that team that takes the win. The mids may be a little bit different. This game won't be as much about the mids kind of figuring out who wins the round. It's going to be more about the phase play and who ends up winning that. The scouts, as I said, will also have a larger impact on a map like Badlands. But yeah, definitely the map to look forward to. This one in particular. So we'll just have to see what unfolds.
Alright, yeah, I'm back, and yeah, I definitely agree. I think this map will probably see a much closer scoreline. Granary, the scoreline was kind of what I expected. I feel like ONS's rollouts in particular were just way too strong, and a couple of fumbled last pushes and phase play situations by CC really made the difference. But I think CC overall are probably a lot better on this map, and I feel like ONS are maybe a little bit weaker on this map, I guess. Not to say that they're bad, but it's just that they don't have the crushing presence on rollouts that they seem to have on Granary, so it'll be definitely probably the best map of the series, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Yeah, I'd like to. My game just crashed. Well, while I'm reloading the STV, I'd like to give a shout out to a player dearly loved within the TF2 community. I'd like to give a shout out to a candidate for the best demo man in Premiership Australian TF2. His name is JT. Definitely an up and coming demo man in the Australian scene. And for all those in Div 1, definitely give him your votes for best demo man because he deserves them.
Alright, well, Eps's little circle jerking aside, we've almost got 12 players in the server now. I'm just waiting for one more. And hopefully we should be going live any second.
Yeah, for sure. Whew! This be a good map, I think. So okay, let's talk about who is gonna go big on this map. So who do you predict to go big on either team, I guess? And what do you predict to be the score on this map?
I think scores overall, I'd say probably 5-3 to ONS. I think ONS are just playing better right now. You can really tell in the way that they're winning, like the close DME situations, that they're just focus firing targets better. And there's been a lot of, like I said, a lot of pushes that were kind of fumbled by CC, it feels like. In particular, stand-up players, I think both demo men are playing like really well right now. Yule went really ham in the first half on Granary, I feel like, and Cindy obviously went ham in the second half, so I think the demo men for both teams are going to pull up massively right now. And it'll be interesting to see who comes out on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So let's talk about Granary. So let's get an MVP. Who is the MVP for Granary as a whole? Do you believe?
I think with that second half performance, you have to say Cinderella.
Yeah,
man.
you have to say Cinderella.
He was really a dominant force on rollouts the entire game, and even though Yule was definitely getting a lot of nice kills into transitions. Cinderella Man's presence on mid ultimately meant that they could win almost all of them. I mean, I don't think CC won more than 1 or 2 rollouts.
Yeah, it's definitely just the nature of the map of Granary. I think it's very flawed within that. It is very mid-oriented. It's more about who wins the mid than how well the phase play goes, because the mids can often be very one-sided, and if they are one-sided, that team will just roll the mid, get to last with Uber advantage, and then win the last push when they have Uber advantage, and that can continue to go. And I don't think we really saw that many rounds where that happened last map. There were a couple to ONS, but I think last map we were actually, I guess, blessed in the fact that we didn't see that much, and we got to see about an hour total of phase play.
Yep, definitely good to see. And it looks like, viewing the game info, the game may have gone live, but they've just dropped down to 11 players in the server. So it looks like the infamous Badlands crash that we've all come to know and love in TF2 these last few months is still a nuisance.
Yeah, for sure. I think Shooter was saying just before you said that, Shooter was saying in MM1 that two of us haven't crashed yet. So expect a relive. It's just thanks Valve, thanks Obama, thanks for everything. But just the nature of this game as it is, so many stupid bugs that still exist that Valve have decided not to fix, like invisible people and crashing on dumb maps and all those other kind of stupid bugs which we all hate Valve for. Why do we even play this game? No, not really, but just have to wait. There has been a pause, so.
Alright, well, while we're waiting, maybe moving on to a bit more of a controversial topic. Which players do you think were struggling in the last map in particular?
Oh, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna.
You're too much of a nice guy, is that right?
Yeah, I don't wanna go ahead and call anybody out. I'd feel too bad. Everybody played pretty well, I think.